What is art? Is it something that looks pleasing to the eye, or is it something that provokes thought and reflection? Is it the time and effort that goes into a piece that makes it art? The answer to these questions is subjective and can vary from person to person. But what if we change the question? What specifically makes something not art? Let's delve into the world of art and explore the essence of what makes it unique. When I think of art, I immediately think of Monet's lily pads. They are beautiful, and it took the artist an incredible amount of time and effort to create them. The idea that the artist only had one shot at creating the masterpiece, and if they made a mistake, it was game over, is intriguing. But what if I were to tell you that you could also create something like that? All it would take is thousands of hours of practice and developing your techniques, learning the ways of paint and brush. Eventually, you could reach the skill level of Monet and attempt to recreate the lily pads. But here's the thing. Even if you match Monet's technique, it would still fall into the coin flip of what is art and what isn't art, because art comes from the eye of the beholder. Copying is not art. It does not come from the artist's minds, but their hands. But what if you were to change the lily pads and add something of your own? That's a different discussion altogether. Art is not just about the technicalities of creating a piece, but it's about the emotions and thoughts that go into it, the unique perspective that the artist brings to the canvas. Art has always been a subject of intrigue, with endless debates on what truly defines it. For years, people have searched for ways to make the creation of art more accessible, finding ways to overcome the limitations and costs of traditional art mediums. That's where photography comes in. In mere seconds, we are able to witness somebody's unique creative vision captured through their lens. 10 photographers, 10 different perspectives. That's the beauty of photography. It may be a mechanical process, but it's the photographer's eye that makes the difference. And yet, despite its ease of accessibility, there are those who argue that photography is not truly an art form. Historically, the impermanence of art was part of its charm, the fact that there was no going back once the brush hit the canvas. But with photography, the ability to manipulate and change our images after they have been captured opens up new doors for artistic expression. And that leads us to the question, can photography truly be considered an art form in today's world of advanced editing software? It's a question worth exploring and considering. Photography has been an evolving medium since the 1840s, and since then there has been the debate as to whether or not photography is an art form due to the dependency on technology in all stages of the image. Is this not practically the same debate that is still going on today and is the topic of this presentation? Britannica says it best, quote, "This understanding of photography's supposed objectivity has dominated evaluations of its role in the arts. In the early part of its history, photography was sometimes belittled as a mechanical art because of its dependence on technology. In truth, however, photography is not the automatic process that is implied by the use of the camera. Although the camera usually limits the photographer to depicting existing objects rather than imaginary or interpretive views, the skilled photographer can introduce creativity into the mechanical reproduction process. The image can be modified by different lenses and filters. The type of sensitive material used to record the image is a further control, and the contrast between highlight and shadow can be changed by variations in development. In printing the negative, the photographer has a wide choice in the physical surface of the paper, the tonal contrast, and the image color. The photographer may also set up a completely artificial scene to photograph." I believe that this quote directly relates to our topic of editing software. If you change a few words in the quote and aim it towards editing software, it shows that editing is just an integral part of the creative process and can improve or create the artist's vision. Editing software is just another brush or specialty paint that we as artists use to create. Therefore, does this quote from Britannica not conclude the debate? In my eyes, it does. This topic, this question is not a provable thesis. It is a matter of opinion. And in my opinion, photography with editing software is without a grain of doubt art.